Pisces. Such a strange sign in astrology. It seems that they live in their own world, hidden, multi-layered, sometimes difficult to grasp. We are used to seeing them emotional, dreamy, sometimes even detached from reality. But what if that's not just an oddity? What if their mysteriousness is not a weakness, but a strength? Pisces, these soulful travelers, often seem alien to us. They seem different from everyone else. And it's true, they are not. But does that make them strange? Or just, misunderstood? Yes, we often perceive them as difficult, confusing, strange people. We don't understand why they are so sensitive, why their thoughts and feelings are like the sea, then stormy, then calm. Why they seem so volatile and mysterious, like elusive fish in troubled waters. We're wrong. We are wrong because we do not see the depth of their multifaceted personality. We don't realize their uniqueness star. We don't realize that behind this masquerade is not just intuition, but a true gift. And that's why it's important to look at Pisces from a different perspective. A different, more open one. Where strangeness becomes a feature, and difficulties become the key to understanding. Because Pisces is not just a sign. It's a whole universe. And this universe has its own logic. It has its own order. Maybe it's time to really understand them. 1. The multilayered personality of a Pisces. Pisces. You know, they're not just people with feelings. They're not just emotions hidden under a layer of shiny skin. It's a whole universe filled with secret worlds and deep waters where every look, every word, and every gesture is just a surface hiding a multi-layered essence. Pisces has such a multifaceted personality that it sometimes confuses even their closest loved ones. Misunderstanding at every turn. Those around them see them as only one facet, emotional and dreamy people, but what is behind it? Behind it is the ability to feel the world in a way that no one else can. Every moment for Pisces is like a journey into the unknown. And no matter how many times they pretend to be normal, their depth always brings them back to themselves. Look at the mythology. Aphrodite and Eros. Symbols of Pisces. They represent not only love, but a depth that cannot be fathomed. Strong but delicate, deceptively simple, but in fact multivalent. This is what Pisces is, a sign that is between light and shadow, between dreams and reality. Not everyone is ready to understand it. And not everyone is able to see that behind their strangeness is hidden real power. 2. Emotional depth that is frightening. It seems that Pisces are the ones who are overwhelmed with emotions. But in reality, it's not just emotions. It's an ocean of feelings that hits the rocks of reality. Pain, joy, loss, happiness. For Pisces, these feelings are not just words, not just sensations. For them, they are experiences that can stretch over a lifetime. Each experience is not just a moment, it's an entire epoch. But why are others so intimidated by this depth? Why do Pisces feelings sometimes seem too much? The answer is simple: people are afraid of what they can't understand. The depth of Pisces emotions is like an abyss that you can't look into without risking drowning. And if Pisces opens that abyss to someone, they risk becoming vulnerable. But why not? After all, for them it is not weakness, it is the ability to live, to feel, to experience. And it is through these experiences that they build bridges between their worlds and the worlds of others. 3. Pisces as human amphibians. Pisces are like amphibian men. They can be simultaneously in two worlds, in the real and in the fantastic. One look and they are already in another dimension, where their thoughts and feelings seamlessly transition into something more than just physical reality. It is a sign that sees the invisible. How? Why? Because Pisces are creators. They are capable of thinking outside the box. And what seems natural to them is a mystery to others. Their ability to penetrate this invisible world helps them to create works of art, understand people, and see what others do not notice. But this ability is not always understood by others. Pisces seem to live between two worlds, physical and etheric. And this creates a sense of unpredictability and mystery. They know that not everyone is able to see this world, but that doesn't make them any less real. It makes them unique. 4. A faint boundary between reality and imagination. When you look at a Pisces, it seems like they're not really here. That they don't live in the real world, but somewhere in the clouds, dreaming of things that will never happen. You know, that's not really true. But why is it perceived that way? Why does it seem like they're often far away from us? The problem is that Pisces has no clear boundary between reality and fantasy. For them, both worlds are equally important. Reality for Pisces is not just something you can touch, it's feelings, experiences, moods that define their existence. And fantasy is their way of survival, their way of escaping into a world where they can be themselves, where they can rest from the cruel reality. But we shouldn't think of it as just daydreaming. It's a strategic way of maintaining balance. After all, Pisces is not afraid to step outside the bounds of normal perception. It's their way of protecting their inner world from external pressures. 5. Changeability of moods. Pisces can be so unpredictable. The same person who was smiling a minute ago will suddenly shut down and become like a fog, light, transparent, disappearing without a trace. Why does this happen? What is the secret of these instant changes? It's very simple. Pisces is a sign that always depends on the environment. Their moods are like the flow of a river, calm and stormy, fast and slow. And even their surroundings affect them twice as much as others. The moon and Jupiter are what drives these waters. Pisces change under their influence, and it's not always controllable. That's their nature. But that doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing. On the contrary, every change of mood is a way of adapting to the world in order to survive. And who knows, maybe it's because of this changeability that Pisces sees the world in many different shades. 6. The hidden power of Pisces. Pisces. Weak, vulnerable, gentle. And that's how they are often perceived. But should you believe those first impressions? Because if you can look deeper, you'll discover something else entirely. Pisces aren't just sentimental. They're real fighters. Hidden in their tenderness, they possess a remarkable inner strength. A strength that's hard to see at first glance. It is this strength that allows them to weather the storms of life that others might not even dream of. When the world crumbles, when pain or loss comes, Pisces don't just get over it. They turn into a river that takes in everything, but does not lose its integrity. This strength can manifest itself in brutal self-sacrifice or in silent rebellion, when they seem to disappear, but in fact, become stronger. Sometimes, at first glance, they seem weak, but this is only a mask. Behind that mask is a resilience that can make mountains move. Fish have learned to be strong because life has taught them. Sometimes you have to be stronger than you appear to be to survive. And if you underestimate them too much, you'll be wrong. 7. Incredible intuition. If you've ever encountered a Pisces, you've probably noticed how easily they sense your emotions. This isn't just sensitivity. It's intuition developed to phenomenal acuity. Pisces is not someone who will look at the world with their eyes and hearing. They see and feel in ways that others cannot. Every word, every look, every movement, they feel it on a deep level. Pisces' intuition is their superpower. They know how you really feel, even if you don't say it. And that's why they can seem supersensitive or even supernatural. It's not paranoia or magic. It's the ability to sense a world that is hidden to most. They read people like open books. They know who you are before you realize it yourself. But this ability doesn't always make them happy, because sometimes they see too much. They know your fears, your hopes, your weaknesses. And that makes them unusually sensitive to other people's feelings, sometimes to the point of pain. And who's willing to live like that? 8. The need for privacy. Pisces is someone who seeks solitude. Why? Why do they so often withdraw into themselves, shutting themselves off from the world? It's not detachment or isolation. It's a need for restoration. Restoring the inner balance that is so easily disturbed in a tumultuous world. When their energy is depleted, when those around them don't understand them, Pisces retreats. In solitude, they restore themselves, bring harmony back to their soul. This is not an escape from people. It is their way of being in harmony with themselves. And this point is very important to understand their nature. They cannot live in constant contact with the outside world because its noise would overshadow their inner world. They need time to come back to themselves. And only then can they go out into the world again, whole and alive. They avoid excessive activity, not because they dislike society, but because in silence and solitude they find their source of strength. This is not a weakness. It is a necessity. 9. Duality of the sign of Pisces. Pisces, this is a sign where the same trait can be perceived in different ways. Their kindness can look like naivety. Their gentleness as weakness. And their determination and hardness as stiffness and coldness. But these are just two sides of the same coin. The mythological pair of Pisces are two fish swimming in different directions, but connected to each other. This is their essence, duality. One side of Pisces pulls them towards idealism, harmony and love, while the other side can be pragmatic, determined and even cruel. Their morals and ethics are always on the line. Pisces is adept at seeing the world in its fullness, and in that fullness there is both light and shadow. When they seem too soft, it doesn't mean they are incapable of toughness. When they say yes, it doesn't always mean they agree with something. Sometimes they say yes because they know they have to go all the way. And only those who are able to understand this duality will be able to truly know Pisces. 10. Pisces and their eternal quest for harmony. Pisces is a sign that is always striving for the ideal. But what is an ideal? For Pisces, it's not just a utopia. It is a balance that they seek in every moment of their lives. It's not the result that matters to them, but the path. They want everything around them to be harmonious, so that there are no contradictions, conflicts and disagreements. But this aspiration is not always easy to realize. Why? Because the world is not ideal. And sometimes Pisces find themselves between two worlds, their desire for harmony and the cruel reality, which does not always respond to their expectations. However, they don't give up. They keep looking for balance, even when it seems impossible. This is their main strength. And perhaps it is this endless striving for harmony that makes them so weird to those around them. After all, who else would be so devotedly searching for an ideal? 11. The role of Pisces in relationships, idealizers of love. Pisces fall in love deeply, sometimes too deeply. For them, love is not just a feeling, but a whole journey into a world of emotions and experiences. They can drown in these feelings, become dependent on their partner and get lost in dreams of perfection. Pisces are idealists, they believe in love as a sacred act and this makes them mysterious and attractive. However, their idealized perception of love often clashes with reality, leading to disappointments. Even so, Pisces is always ready to rediscover love as an inexhaustible source of feelings. 12. Pisces and karmic connections. Pisces feels that their lives are intertwined with karmic relationships, people and situations that come according to the cosmic plan. These connections are not random, but are filled with deep meaning and lessons. Pisces experiences karmic cycles, which is related to their search for the meaning of life and spiritual transformation. They believe that each moment is a step toward the fulfillment of their karmic goals. 13. Pisces and their connection to the arts. Pisces are creators for whom art is not a hobby but a way to understand the world. They express their feelings through music, painting, poetry, creating works with deep symbolism. For Pisces, creativity is a path to purification and self-discovery, not a way to express themselves for the sake of recognition. Through art, they seek inner harmony and answers to the questions that torment their soul. 14. How to understand Pisces. To understand Pisces, you must learn to feel their world. Behind their mysteriousness hides not weakness, but a huge inner strength. Pisces are not looking for easy ways and do not open up to everyone, but if you win their trust, you will open up a multi-layered, deep world. Understanding Pisces is a step towards realizing their uniqueness and inner beauty. Recommendations for communicating with Pisces. Be patient and attentive. Pisces are not fast and straightforward. They take time to open up, and to understand them, you must learn to listen not only to what they say, but also to what is not said. Recognize their emotionality. It's not a weakness, it's their strength. Give them space to express their feelings and don't judge them for the depth of their experiences. Be open to their emotions and don't try to minimize or ignore them. Don't try to change them. Pisces don't need to be fixed. Respect their uniqueness and don't demand that they become more down-to-earth. Give them the opportunity to be themselves, in their dreams and reality. Give them space for solitude. Pisces often need solitude to recuperate. It's not a detachment from you, it's a way to maintain internal balance. Don't be offended if they aren't always willing to be there for you. It doesn't mean they don't appreciate you. Just be sincere. Pisces can sense any kind of falseness. Honesty and sincerity are the keys to their hearts. And if you want to build a trusting relationship with them, show that you are open and real. Help them believe in themselves. Pisces tend to doubt their own strength and sometimes their own feelings. Be their support when they are lost and help them believe in their uniqueness. Pisces is not an oddity, but a wonder that often goes undiscovered. We see them as mysterious and misunderstood, but their world is much deeper than it appears. Their strangeness is a gift, not a flaw. Pisces does not seek to be understood because they seek the truth within themselves. Their world is an interweaving of reality and fantasy, filled with emotions and deep experiences. We often don't understand them because we don't know how to look into their world. But if we learn, Pisces will become a source of inspiration and strength for us. Understanding Pisces requires patience, openness, and respect for their uniqueness. Astrology can help us understand them better by deciphering their hidden motives and emotions. It is like a clue to unraveling their complex, multi-layered personality. Allow yourself to discover the world of Pisces, and you will open a new path for personal transformation.